I think as homeschooling parents, we are constantly reflecting and second-guessing ourselves. Honestly, it comes with the territory of teaching. We wonder if our children are getting everything they need. We worry if we are doing enough, doing too much, and we hope that we found a balance. My name is Carrie, and I am the headmaster at Tri-Village Academy, LLC, where we give families at any stage of their homeschooling journey the educational support, guidance, and insight of an experienced teacher. If you still have questions after watching this video, join our homeschooling community at trivillageacademy.com. Until then, I'd like to share with you the top 5 things I wish I'd known before starting homeschooling. The first thing that I wish I'd known is there are options. So many options. This is the part that can be overwhelming for first-time homeschoolers, and the amount of resources may even make the task of homeschooling appear impossible. How do you choose? My first suggestion is to research. Research everything. Everything that appeals to you. Make sure the curriculum that you are evaluating aligns with your values, beliefs, and homeschooling mission. Think of this like a business, because it is. You are in the business of education for the most important people in your life, your children. Give yourself time to map out a business plan and have a clear view of what you want to teach and accomplish within your homeschool. Think about what method of homeschooling you will follow, what philosophy of homeschool speaks to you, and what type of curriculum you feel comfortable using. What will your schedule look like? And so on. Now, I know that there are those of you who are saying, yeah, that's great, but we needed to get started last week. Okay, if that's the case, I strongly recommend tapping into homeschooling groups and experts. There's a whole community of homeschoolers out there who are eager to share their knowledge to help others. Check for homeschooling groups on Facebook that are local to your area. Look into co-op opportunities within your community and speak with some of the parents. If you don't have these resources, that's okay. Find a blog or YouTube channel that you can relate to. The second thing that I wish I'd known when I started our homeschooling journey was the different methods and philosophies of homeschooling. Coming from the world of public school teacher to homeschooling mama is night and day. I was clueless to the methods and the philosophies of the homeschooling world. For the sake of time, I'm just going to mention the most popular methods alongside the 3 main philosophies. To get a better understanding of these methods, stay tuned for future videos. I'm going to dive into much more detail on this particular subject. So, the big 7, as I like to call them, are the methods for homeschooling. They are schooling at home, unschooling, classical, Charlotte Mason, and then I like to say the cousins or the sisters because the next 3 are very closely related. Those are Montessori, Reggio Emilia, and Waldorf, unit studies, and eclectic homeschooling. What is most important is selecting a method that resonates with you and your child. Now, what about the philosophies? Well, there's what some call the classical or biblical. This is the religious viewpoint, often a Christian one, that God created life and the world. Creationism is taught in science, while history will often follow the governance of God. Teachings will often include biblical passages, readings, and quotes. Secular teaching removes religious perspective. While world religions can be taught from a cultural and social standpoint, no one single religion is placed in greater importance over any other. Evolution is often taught under the secular philosophy. Finally, there's the neutral philosophy. This philosophy often excludes worldviews and religious instruction. However, it may also opt to introduce both the biblical view and the secular view, providing equal representation for both. For example, a science text that is neutral would provide equal coverage of both creationism and evolution. The third thing that I wish I had done sooner in my homeschooling journey would be to truly embrace the world of homeschooling, or as I like to say, go all in. When we first started in 2020, I honestly thought that we would only homeschool for 1 year. I thought we were just dipping our toes in, although I could see with each passing day that my daughter was ready to cannonball into the deep end. It wasn't long before we both fell in love with homeschooling and made the commitment to go all in. So do not try to duplicate a public school classroom. Remember the reason why you don't want your child in that type of setting in the first place. Homework is stressing them out? It's stressing you out? Get rid of it. I personally have a no homework policy for my classroom. We do enough during our lessons where homework is not necessary, and when you homeschool, the learning never really stops anyway. We also do not participate in state testing of any kind. Now, that said, make sure to know the laws and requirements for homeschooling in your particular area. I also suggest choosing a schedule that works for your family. No more 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. if that doesn't work for you. Let's be honest. Homeschooling does not take that long, especially when you are getting a lot of quality time with instructing your children in small groups or one-on-one. It baffles me that we are still forcing children to have longer, earlier school days when science has shown that that actually restricts brain development. You need a later start time? Go for it. More of an early riser and done by noon type? Awesome. You get to decide. So do the things that wouldn't or couldn't be done in a public school classroom, the things that best fit your family. Follow your child's interests and give your children real experiences to learn from. The fourth thing I wish that I had known when I started my journey is the Plum paper planner. I do not follow the method of unschooling. I am a planner to my core. But I plan a very individualized, interest-led curriculum for each of my students. And for that reason, I am in love with my Plum paper planner. No, they are not paying me to say this. As a teacher, I have used a lot of different planners, but this one is by far the best for my homeschooling needs. It is super easy to customize with many different options. I will link this planner in the video description, but if you'd like a more in-depth look into why I love this planner for homeschooling, comment below. I'll consider doing a follow-up video and giving you a full planner tour. Whatever way you plan, whether it's electronically, paper and pencil, or a family calendar that's posted on your fridge, just stay organized. Organization is the key to documenting your students' learning. The fifth and final lesson I wish I'd known when starting our homeschool journey is to share the load. This is a hard one for me, as I often find it difficult to delegate and I want to do it all. Whether it is the housework, the lesson plans, or the additional responsibilities you may have with your own career, share the load. This is not meant to be a weight that's added to the shoulders of just one person. Now, I know not everyone is surrounded by family or a supportive family member who's eager to step in and help. You can still do this. Find a partner, whether it's a spouse, a grandparent, a family member, a close friend, or a parent from a local co-op. Find that partner who can take the journey with you and share in the responsibilities. Also, involve your children. Involve them in the household chores because, hey, life skills need to be taught too. Teach them to fold laundry, put away clean dishes, or vacuum. Another way to lighten your household load is to pick one night a week when you don't have to do the cooking. Plan for takeout or for someone else to cook dinner. There are also a lot of homeschooling resources that can be tapped into to help with the school planning. One of my current favorites is Outschool. Outschool.com provides access to teachers who are experts in their fields, be it forensic science, calculus, computer coding, or art history. My background is in English language arts, and my strength is not in the subject of math or technology. I love that when my daughter began to express interest in these subject areas, I was able to find online classes through Outschool that were a good fit for her with trusted instructors. I'll include a link to Outschool in the video description below. I also highly recommend becoming a member of HSLDA, or at the very least, registering for a free HSLDA account to learn your local and state laws and regulations when it comes to homeschooling. HSLDA can give you peace of mind in knowing that you have a legal team to represent you and your child, advocating for your freedom to homeschool. For any parent who's at the very beginning of their homeschooling journey, I recommend HSLDA be the first step you take. I will post a link to their website in the video description. If you've done all of the above and you are still needing to lift some extra weight from your shoulders, find a homeschooling blogger or YouTuber that you can relate to. Someone who inspires you. Many will have a community and a following that you can be a part of. Just don't put the additional responsibilities of homeschooling on you and you alone. Tap into others for creativity, inspiration, and motivation. Now that I've shared with you the top 5 things that I wish I'd known prior to starting our homeschooling journey, I'm curious to hear yours. If you could go back to the start of your own journey, what advice would you give yourself? Leave me a comment down below. If you still have questions about homeschooling, visit tryvillageacademy.com. There you can sign up for one of our courses and join our homeschooling community. And remember, it takes a village.